Landlord special. Secretly overcharge.
You need to request your rental history from the state.
This lady is 110% correct, and I'm going to tell you how I caught my landlord overcharging me thousands of dollars this past year. So I signed my lease for this apartment in December of 2022, and in the lease it states that it's rent stabilized, and I was paying $1,850. And I was like, for a 2-bedroom in the Lower East Side, I hit the jackpot. Now, November of 2023 rolls around, and I thought it was a little weird that my landlord hadn't contacted me about renewing my lease. And I was like, should I be doing it? Should he be doing it? I don't know. I need a little bit more information. I ended up finding out that when you live in a rent-stabilized apartment, you're actually supposed to get your lease renewal 3 months before your lease ends, so you can see what the rent increases would be for a 1-year lease versus a 2-year lease, and then you can make your decision based on that. So my immediate thought was, that didn't happen to me. I'm gonna go online and see if my place is actually rent stabilized, because he could have duped me in my lease. I have no idea. So I went on the DOH's website and I submitted a request for my apartment, and then I also found a PDF that lists every single rent stabilized apartment in New York City, and I did end up finding my apartment, so I was like, thank God, right? 3 days later, the DOH actually sends me my rent history for this apartment, and this is where things get juicy. My landlord had been reporting to the DOH that I was paying $12.95 a month. $12.95. I was paying $18.50. So I was like, the math is not mathing. There's something afoot. So I called DOH and I was like, yo, what do I do? Now, let me tell you something. As annoying as it is to make a phone call, the DOH is so helpful. They're just as pissed about rent overcharges as you are. So they're gonna help you get to the bottom of things. Basically, they told me, yes, you were overcharged. Now you can either handle it with your landlord or you can file a claim and we'll take care of it for you. Now, if they take care of it for you, there's probably going to be a court case involved. You are entitled to damages, which could be extra money on top of what they already owe you. But I was just like, I'm going to handle it with him. I'm going to duke it out with him. So I contact my landlord and I'm like, hey, I'm ready to re-sign my lease. And he comes zipping over like an hour later, like all eager for me to sign. Now, when he gets to my apartment, I hit him with the DOH papers and I was like, would you care to explain? And he obviously did not want to catch a case, so we worked it out between us. He ended up having to back pay me for the entire year, plus what was included in the overcharge for my security deposit, which ended up equaling out to like $6,000, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, but like somewhere around there. So for my lease that I signed for the next 2 years, I'm actually paying $1,468. So my rent went from $1,850 to $1,468. Do yourself a favor and just check. Your unit may be rent stabilized or you could be overcharged and you're entitled to your money back. And in this economy, Lord knows that we all need it.